Yo, what up, my ace boom coons? Today is July 15th, 2025. Epstein, this Epstein. Who's worried? Are you still worried about Epstein? Nobody cares about Epstein any motherfucker. I care. You care. We all care. We all care about Epstein. Epstein, this Epstein, that Epstein. We all care about Epstein, and we are going to deep dive on that ass and call everyone out and bring the darkness to the light. That is our job today, tomorrow, and forever. If you have a purpose in life, let it be to expose these rich, dark, evil bastards. And being rich is not bad. Don't get me wrong. But being rich and having nothing else to do with your time and money and energy and efforts than to terrorize, traumatize, kill, slaughter, and demonize young, innocent lives, now we got a problem. We about them children. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang for the kids. All day, every day. Let's get it.
We have some major breaking news. Republicans in Congress just completely blocked the release of the Epstein files. House Republicans late tonight voted against attaching a Democratic amendment to a landmark cryptocurrency bill that would force the Justice Department to release all of the files. Before the vote, the author of the amendment, Democratic Representative Ro Khanna, told Axios, quote, "The question with Epstein is, whose side are you on? Are you on the side of the rich and powerful, or are you on the side of the people?" And I guess the Republicans are in favor of the rich and powerful, because the House Rules Committee, which is controlled by Republicans, voted 5-6 against attaching Khanna's amendment to a procedural measure related to the Genius Act. The measure would have forced Attorney General Pam Bondi to publish all documents related to Epstein on a public website within 30 days of it being enacted. So there you have it. Democrats are trying to get these documents released. Republicans just blocked it in the middle of the night, hoping that you wouldn't notice. I'm going to keep you updated on everything going on here with these files, and hopefully Republicans come to their senses and decide to vote in favor of them being released, but I'm not holding my breath. We have some...
Okay. All right, this next clip, I am convinced, right? Everyone is scared to talk about Trump now. He's like, everyone's protecting, everyone's after Pat Bondi. Pat Bondi is doing a great job. Shit, Pat Bondi is the culprit as to why the Epstein files. I think Pat Bondi, to be honest, from my discernment, my understanding, what I see, Pat Bondi is doing what she's told to do. Everyone's scared to point the finger at Trump because he's the greatest president ever, this, that, and the third. If he was the greatest president ever, he would protect the children. He would know that the number one policy right now, the number one thing that you should be doing, Mr. President, is protecting the lives of children, bringing justice to those children and the families of those children who have been dismantled, decapitated, raped, used as sex toys, objects, whatever, used as slaves. Stop pointing the finger at Pat Bondi. Point the finger at the head of the snake. Who is calling these shots? All right? Let's be realer. Let's keep it real. And you got people like this.
Pam Bondi needs to be fired.
The Blaze.
Who is rolling this out? The little
Trump.
rascals?
Pam Bondi
Trump.
has definitely
I mean,
made multiple inconsistent statements.
You hear Trump saying, who's worried about, no one cares about Epstein anymore. Why aren't you talking about that? Why isn't anyone saying what needs to be said? We care about the Epstein thing. Again, it's not about Epstein. It's about the kids. It's about this shit not happening again. It's about making the point. It's about letting us know, giving us the confidence that you would never let some shit like this happen again. And the way that you do that is exposing all your cronies, all your friends in high places, no matter who the fuck they are, whether it's the king of fucking Israel or prime minister of Kazakhstan, whatever, whoever, the King of England, Russia, damn, anyone that's messing with kids needs to be exposed, no matter how much money they've donated to your platform, to your campaign, whatever.
And I'm sorry, but she does not deserve the benefit of my good opinion, and I'm not prepared to give it to her.
They're covering up.
Obviously.
The DOJ, the current DOJ under Pam Bondi is covering up crimes. Very serious crimes by their own description. Why are they doing that?
Is she stupid? Is she so click thirsty that she got out over her skis trying to make news, being a Fox News star? It's either that or she's a liar.
People are absolutely not going to accept just a memo that was written that says there is no client list.
It's not about just a pedophile ring and all that. This is about who governs us, right? For this to go away, you're going to lose 10% of the MAGA movement. If we lose 10% of the MAGA movement right now, we're going to lose 40 seats in 26.
That is, I think, what is enraging people right now is it's insulting our intelligence. Like, obviously, the intelligence community is trying to cover it up.
My name is Pam Bondi, and I'm the Attorney General of the United States. But I'm Pam Bondi, the best Attorney General you've ever seen in this country, and I'm going to hold these people accountable.
And Pam Bondi brought me to the White House and handed me a stack of papers. And I got to tell you, folks, it was about as valuable as a bunch of blank pages. It was baloney. It was a binder of absolute baloney. And Pam, if you can't do your job, we'll find someone who will.
There's no client list. Never existed. Pam Bondi just lied and said she had one. What?
Make some noise if you care about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
Raise your hand if it matters a lot to you. Raise your hand. So every hand of 7,000 people.
Everybody cares.
How many of you are not satisfied with the results of the investigation? It looks like it's going to be, and now this is like the who's going to be off the island first, right? This is like who's going to be voted off the island first. I don't know what to believe on that.
Epstein is a key that picks the lock on so many things, not just individuals, but also institutions, intelligence institutions, foreign governments, and who is working with him on our intelligence apparatus and in our government. This is why it's a time for choosing now.
Oh, really? Ghislaine Maxwell is ready to speak out. I guess no one's visiting her in jail. Should have been spoke out. I don't believe none of these people do. The truth will come out, though. The truth will come out. Guaranteed. Raise your hand if the Epstein thing is important to you. Hell yeah. Come on, man. They really are insulting our intelligence. And we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. This is an accurate representation of what's happening to the MAGA movement right now. All right? Mind you, I voted MAGA. I'll never vote again, bro. Simple as that. I'll never vote again. How the hell can you be so out of touch with reality and think that we give a fuck about Israel, about wars and fucking anywhere, money being spent here, you sending money there, brainwashing us about what the fuck to care for? Who the fuck do you think you are, Mr. fucking Dorito? Yes, we care about Epstein. Yes, we still care about that shit. And we want to know who the fuck was fucking these kids and who fucked up their lives and who fucked up their parents' and families' lives and who is still suffering without any justice, who is still afraid for their lives that this shit could happen again because you are not holding anyone accountable for this monster, demon. The fucking worst thing you can do is terrorize the life of the innocent. Word. Perfect representation of what's happening to the MAGA movement, my brother.
We're not going to play with these anymore. MAGA hats are off. America First hats are on. Burn, baby, burn. This is a great representation of what's left of MAGA. We're not going to play with these anymore.
All right. Over the weekend, Tucker Carlson spoke out at the Turn Point USA, and he killed it. He nailed it. He made his point. And yes, I do believe that Jeffrey Epstein was working for a foreign intel, Mossad, CIA, some shit. But check out what Tucker has to say. God bless your life. Protect his life, Lord. Protect our lives, Lord. Anyone who is seeking the truth. In Jesus' holy name, Lord, shield us with your protection. Holy Spirit, we know what matters in life, Lord. And we know that we serve no one but you, Father. Amen.
Probably not American. And I think the real answer is Jeffrey Epstein was working on behalf of intel services, probably not American. And we have every right to ask, on whose behalf was he working? How does a guy go from being a math teacher at the Dalton School in the late 70s with no college degree to having multiple airplanes, a private island, and the largest residential house in Manhattan? Where did all the money come from? And no one has ever gotten to the bottom of that because no one has ever tried. And moreover, it's extremely obvious to anyone who watches that this guy had direct connections to a foreign government. Now, no one's allowed to say that that foreign government is Israel because we have been somehow cowed into thinking that that's naughty. There is nothing wrong with saying that. There is nothing hateful about saying that. There's nothing anti-Semitic about saying that. There's nothing even anti-Israel about saying that. I've spent my entire life pretty much in Washington, where I knew and loved a number of people, including one very close person who worked at CIA. That has never prohibited me from saying, I think the CIA has done some horrible things, murdered a bunch of people, participated in the murder of a sitting U.S. president. It's got a whole trail of crimes. That doesn't make me a disloyal American. It doesn't make me anti-American in any sense. I was born here. My family's been here for hundreds of years. I love this country. That's why I live here. So criticizing the behavior of a government agency does not make you a hater. It makes you a free person. It makes you a citizen. You're allowed to do that because you're not a slave. You're a citizen. And you have a right to expect that your government will not act against your interests, and you have a right to demand that foreign governments not be allowed to act against your interests. That's not creepy. It shouldn't be forbidden. And yet all of us have trained ourselves to believe that you can't say that somehow, that that's like too naughty and forbidden. And the effect of making that off limits has been to create a lot of resentment, and I'll say it, hate online, where people feel like they can't just say, like, what the hell is this? You have the former Israeli prime minister living in your house. You have had all this contact with the foreign government. Were you working on behalf of Mossad? Were you running a blackmail operation on behalf of foreign government? By the way, every single person in Washington, D.C. thinks that. I've never met anyone who doesn't think that. I don't know any of them that hate Israel, but no one feels they can say that. Why? And I think the longer that we play along with it, the more subterranean and creepy and hateful the conversation actually becomes. So I think it's better just to say it right out loud. Did this happen? And of course, that question has been asked to the government of Israel, and their answer is, we're not going to tell you. And I think our answer should be, no, no, no. As long as we're sending you money, if you were committing crimes on our soil, we have an absolute right to know, did you do this or not? And yet everybody has been so brainwashed into thinking that's somehow an expression of hate or bigotry, when it's not. It's a baseline question that every U.S. citizen has a right to an answer on. What the hell was this? And I think the real answer is...
Damn. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. If we're sending you money, dude, we have the right to ask you whatever the hell we want. Israel, what's up with you? Mossad, what's up with you? Do you not think the Lord will have his vengeance? Do you think you are above the law? Who in the world do you evil spirits, demons, think you are? The battle is already won. Repent. Come to your senses. Turn yourself in. Point the fingers at the rest of these demons who you know will never change, who you know are destroying lives of the innocent. God Almighty, Jesus Christ, come down. Spirit, break out. We will get to the bottom of this because we care. Yes, Epstein matters. That's right. Take that however you want. You're still worried about Epstein? No one cares about Epstein. Motherfucker, I do. Sorry for cursing. I'm passionate about this, dude. If I had one job in this world, would be to protect children, to give children the best lives that they deserve, to bring out the best out of these children, not fear, not hate, not use children for sex, not use children for my own selfish pleasure. Bro, yes, we care about Epstein. Yes, we care about the Epstein list. And yes, we want justice. We want you perverted sons of bitches to go down. Men, women, men and women. We don't care. All you perverts need to go down. And we'll go down. God's justice is knocking at your front door, buddy. Open up. It's the Lord. This is funny. No matter what, do not repost this video. Let's keep it between us.
In the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of it.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon's?
She's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, you know, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I standing there with no left.
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.
Check this out. This is Ghislaine Maxwell running a few laps in her maximum security jail. Better run that list. Better run those lips. Better run that mouth and let us know what the deal is. Orange is the new black. Okay, check this out. This is a very bad case of manipulation, gaslighting, and smoke and mirrors. Look over here. Nothing to see here. Pay attention to this. This is Donald Trump. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases, gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA. And I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration. The talk of the world and selfish people are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein, for years. It's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Bannon, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration, who conned the world with the Russia hoax? Intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more. They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier, and they used on me. And now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything, and that if there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? I'll tell you why. Because they're also involved. Come on, bro. Stop thinking we're stupid. Left and right is involved. Democrats and Republicans are involved. That is why they haven't released it. It's simple as that. Okay? It's not about MAGA. It's not about fucking Biden. It's not about... No, dude. It's about that you're all connected. You're all playing in this shit together. You all have the same addiction to fucking child pedophilia. All right. It goes on to say criminals, economy, energy. All right. Steele dossier. Why? If there's something here to hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files. No matter how much success we have securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, a safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons, it's never enough for some people. We are about to achieve more in 8 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years. And we have so much more to do. We are saving our country and making America great again. You need to make your conscience great again, brother, which will continue to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Kash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, the rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting thugs and criminals instead of spending month after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left inspired documents of Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they tried to do the same thing in 24. That's what she's looking into as Attorney General and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time, energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Someone and somebody that no one cares about Jeffrey Epstein. Don't pay attention to that. Hey, bro, get real.
MAGA, or at least a huge chunk of them, they're turning on Donald Trump right now, right? You know, some of this, it's stemming from Trump's DOJ saying, hey, the Epstein files, there's no client list, right? Despite what in the past Donald Trump has said, Pam Bondi has said, Kash Patel has said, Dan Bongino has said. Now, in a recent post, Trump said, hey, the Epstein files, they were actually designed by Obama Hillary and Biden to attack him. Right? And that, despite Trump ran on releasing the files, and he said that the files were real in February, but then last week his DOJ said that they aren't real. And in fact, now Trump says they're actually a big Democrat conspiracy against him. But again, just talking about the facts, President Trump was famously friends with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, look at the photos of all of them together. And earlier this year, he had the guy that was one of his biggest allies ever, Elon Musk, saying Trump's on the list. In 2002, Trump told New York Magazine, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side, no doubt about it." With Trump's own biographer saying that in his first term, he considered pardoning Epstein's girlfriend so that she wouldn't speak of who and what she saw. He even said of Ghislaine Maxwell, who he was photographed with and who was found guilty in trafficking and other offenses in connection to Jeffrey Epstein, that he wished her well. She's sentenced to 20 years in prison. And now with this latest post, I mean, if you go into the replies on Truth Social, MAGA is not happy, saying, "Why are you gaslighting us?" But one of the biggest questions is, will that reaction grow, or will Trump be able to snuff it out? Though I will say, going through it, I haven't seen MAGA defect like this on Trump before. Follow to stay in the loop. MAGA.
All right, this is not me giving credit to MSNBC because I've caught them in so many lies. I'm sure you have. But this report right here, she ain't lying.
Theory about a dead sex criminal. A conspiracy theory about a dead sex criminal now threatens to do it a violent insurrection, 34 felony convictions, calling U.S. soldiers, quote, losers and suckers, and a litany of broken promises from the economy to foreign policy could not drive a wedge of fury and betrayal between the MAGA political movement and its dear leader, Donald Trump. Donald Trump so far has failed to tamp down the rage from his own supporters after Attorney General Pam Bondi put out a memo rejecting conspiracy theories about Jeffrey Epstein, fueled largely by Bondi's closest colleagues, the director and deputy director of the FBI, facing backlash from the most devoted members of Trump's base and a nasty public feud between his hand-picked deputy FBI director and his hand-picked attorney general. Trump turned to a familiar tactic: project and inexplicably and without evidence find some Democrats to blame. In a post, Trump claimed that the Epstein files were written by Democrats. Again, there's no evidence that that's true, and it's worth pointing out Epstein died in 2019 when Donald Trump was president. Trump also defended his attorney general, Pam Bondi, from attacks, adding this, quote, "We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening," end quote.
Read that. Make sure you pause this video and read that.
But many of Trump's allies and supporters aren't buying that. Take a listen to MAGA influencer Benny Johnson.
By admitting that the Epstein files are real and have been written and that you've read them and you don't like their contents and they were written by your enemies, doesn't make the most compelling case as far as I'm concerned. Holy moly.
But perhaps nothing sums up the rage that members of the MAGA base feel right now than this moment. It took place at the Turning Point conference on Friday.
How many of you are satisfied? You can clap. Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation? Clap. Okay, I told you to clap. You guys aren't listening. I'm not going to grade you on a curve. So I was going to get to that. How many of you are not satisfied with the results of the investigation? It looks like it's going to be, and now this is like the who's going to be off the island first, right? This is who's going to be voted off the island first.
Who is going to be voted off the island first? Inquiring minds want to know. A conspiracy theory.
Now, the impetus for Elmo's rant seems to be the Department of Justice memo that has just been released that said the Epstein sex trafficking case was officially closed and that no new information would be forthcoming. And while Elmo is demanding that the files be released, Donald Trump's response is brought to you by the letters FU.
You still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
This guy's been talked about for years. Are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Really?
Unbelievable. You guys ran on it. Remember
Exactly.
this?
We need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
This Epstein sex ring operation, I'm not letting it go ever.
Ever.
Put on
Remember
your big
this
boy
shit.
pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Why would you have to change your pants to let us know who the pedophiles are? And why wouldn't you be wearing pants while you're researching it? And that was before the Trump administration took power. And by the way, they were still hyping the Epstein files after they took power.
We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
President Trump has given a very strong directive, and that's going to be followed.
So people can expect actual movement on this. It's not just empty promises.
Oh, Donald Trump doesn't make empty promises.
Yeah, right.
You're going down, bro. All of you. Fuck that.
2 of his wives and 10,000 unpaid contractors disagree. But these are all people who work for Trump that set the expectation. And I think because of that, surprisingly, MAGA world, for the first time in memory, isn't just slavishly acquiescing to Trump's reality distortion field.
Where did that whole case go? Where did all the files go? They just went nowhere? No one even believes that.
This stinks. This just reeks.
Something is horribly wrong here.
Pam Bondi needs to be fired.
Yes, Pam Bondi, the ringleader.
Yeah, the ringleader. Exactly.
She makes the decisions.
She makes the decisions.
The backlash wouldn't die. So Trump had to go back out and kill the backlash. Perhaps even making it look like a suicide. So this weekend,
I love it. Real shit.
You heard him, John. That's outrageous.
So this weekend, Trump tried to reason with his base using their shared love language, long, rambling Truth Social posts.
In a social media post, the president asked his followers, "What's going on with my boys?" and in some cases, gals.
Let me stop you right there. Not to be all woke, but I believe they prefer the terms bros and hoes. Sorry, go on. You were explaining why it was time to move on from the Epstein case.
Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents,
Sorry, guys.
a laptop from hell,
Sorry for
and
voting.
more?
I feel you.
So, just to understand this, in a few months' time, we went from the Epstein files will expose the Democrats to the Epstein files were written by the Democrats
Exactly.
and therefore can't be trusted, so let's move on. And then Trump brings up Hunter Biden's laptop as a reminder for all of us not to dwell on old conspiracy theories. What? So, problem solved? Right, MAGA world? Well, let's test it scientifically.
How many of you are satisfied? You can clap. Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation? Clap. How many of you are not satisfied with the results of the investigation?
Let me hear everyone who thinks sex trafficking should still be prosecuted say, hell yeah! Who wants to know more about a cabal of elite sex criminals? Just the ladies! So MAGA world is now in open revolt. You want to know how bad it's getting out there? They're literally burning their MAGA army uniforms. Yeah. And you know there's just another guy standing next to him going, you know you got to flip them. That's your problem there. You got to flip them. But clearly telling your base to just forget about Epstein isn't working. But if you know Trump, he can always just pivot to the classic Trump distraction. Throw something outlandish out there and watch the dogs chase the squirrel. I'm going to invade Greenland. I'm going to bomb Iran. He's going to try something big.
President Trump is reigniting his decades-long feud with comedian Rosie O'Donnell.
I think we're going to need a bigger boat. That's not going to be enough.
The president taking to his social media platform to write in part, quote, "I'm giving serious consideration to taking away her citizenship. She's a threat to humanity and should remain in the wonderful country of Ireland if they want her."
Don't look at our inaction at prosecuting a sex trafficking ring to the rich and powerful. We must focus on the real issue.
Motherfucker.
The denaturalization of the co-star of Riding the Bus with My Sister. Now, the impetus for Elmo's rant seems to be
the insult to injury, the distraction, the insult to our intelligence. Guys, don't let this slide. This shit is very important. Whether you believe it or not. If you don't think this is important, you are a problem. You have a very dark soul if you don't think this shit is important, dude. Yeah. Again, this could be your children. This could be your daughter. This could be your son. Anyway, I'm not trying to gaslight you with that, but that shit's just the fucking truth. And yeah, I think I am definitely done with the MAGA movement, my boy. Yep. Let's make our conscience great again. Let's make our souls clean again. Hey, Donald Trump, make your conscience great again, brother. Kash Patel, make your conscience great again. All you people serving this idiot, it's okay to resign. It's okay to get out. Get out while you can. Do the right thing. God is knocking at your front door, ladies and gentlemen. Or as Trump would put it, boys and gals. Anyway, I'm out. God bless you. Do the right thing. Let's do it. Protect the children. Protect the innocent. Renew our mind, body, and soul. Let's do it. Let's go. My Ace Boon Coons, peace. God bless you. God bless the children.